Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle,
as I catch my breath.
Have a seat, Brett.
Yeah, have a seat. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on this Monday. That's what happens when you get caught in road work.
Hey, man, you never
You're
know.
at the mercy of the flag guy, you know?
Well, sometimes when I get on Dadeville Road coming from Jackson's Gap, I
Right.
get behind Grandma. I need
Well,
to time that a little bit better.
well, yeah,
Well, you're
but-
here, man.
Well, I didn't know they were doing road work because as of yesterday or this morning, they weren't out there.
They
Then
didn't
all
call-
of a sudden they're there.
They
So
didn't call you.
they didn't check in with me. But anyway, glad everybody's joined us out there here on the Auburn Blitz. Man, we have a ton to talk about here on the program. David, good to see you here on this Monday. Auburn baseball, Auburn softball, transfer portal news, the draft recap. And
We ain't got enough time today. We're
Probably
stretching
don't.
in
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. Well, that's why we do it 5 days a
That's
week.
right.
So
Plenty
again,
of
our
strength.
program brought to you by Mortgage Pro. They're at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.E. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. Glad to have them, of course, as always, as our main sponsors here on the program. You can call us 256-234-6221 if you'd like to. You can comment away on Facebook Live. A lot of you do that throughout the program as well. I guess we'll start with transfer portal news. David, as Casey Thompson, the quarterback from Nebraska, got in the portal. He just visited yesterday. Very impressed with the visit to Auburn. I know Coach Freeze talked about it. He said, up until this point, he hasn't really been overly impressed with anybody that got in the portal. And he said, going into when he got to Auburn, he said, look, we're not going to take a guy just to take him. And, I think he was impressed with Robbie Ashford and maybe Holden Garner at times, but he did mention that if the right guy or he felt like the right guy got in the portal, they would pursue a guy. Well, it's obvious they went after Casey Thompson and have shown some interest there, and I think Casey Thompson has reciprocated there, shown some interest. Also, another big name got in the portal yesterday, Peyton Thorne from Michigan State. Peyton Thorne was a 2-year starter for Michigan State 2021-2022, was team captain. Really had some phenomenal numbers his 2021 season, led them to an 11-2 record, a Peach Bowl win that year, 60% completions, over 3,200 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 10 INTs. He broke Kirk Cousins' single season touchdown mark at Michigan State in 2021. Last year, numbers still pretty good, 62.5%, so his completion percentage went up, didn't throw for as many yards, 2,679 yards, 19 touchdowns, 11 INTs. So basically the same on the interceptions, 10 the first year, 11 touchdowns went down, but their overall performance as a team went down as well. But that's two big names in the portal there at the quarterback position. Of course, Auburn, I think, breaking it down and looking at it, both fit the style of what Hugh Freeze does, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
I don't think, and Brett, we touched on this last week, and JJ and I were talking about it last Wednesday. I think that Hugh Freeze is being extremely careful.
Of course.
He's not going
Right.
to bring in, and I think we all know that McCall would be on campus right now from
Right.
Coastal if that all had worked out. I don't know if that ship has sailed or not, but I think Hugh Freeze is either going to bring in a guy he thinks can win the job, or he's going to develop the guys he's got, mainly Garner and Robbie Ashford.
I think that's your two options right
Yeah.
now. But but with those two guys getting in the portal at Nebraska and Michigan State, again, some may go, well, what did Casey Thompson do at Nebraska? He had a stint at Texas. I mean, he's got the talent. I think he played for some not so good teams, but you may be going, well, what is he coming to Auburn to play with? Auburn's got plenty of holes and all that.
Yeah.
And that's a good argument for anybody out there that wants to throw that out there. But Hugh Freeze has also revamped this offensive line. I do think there are pieces on this Auburn team that if you get the right guys to go in them, to go along with what they have, you could be pretty doggone good offensively. This is not a deep team, but that's why you have the transfer portal. That's why you're trying to work. Is Casey Thompson the right answer? I don't know. I mean, is Peyton Thorne the right answer? Nobody knows that. But if you feel like you can go out and improve your team by going to the portal and getting a guy, that's what it's there for. And that's why guys get in the portal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Speaking of portal, we lost some.
well, we did. I was going to go into that, but Dylan Brooks really limited playing time at Auburn, but was a 5-star. I will, I will say this about Dylan Brooks. I mean, he was highly touted coming out of high school and out of Handley High School, and when Auburn garnered his commitment, and then he ended up going to Tennessee, and then wanted to get out of that deal because of Jeremy Pruitt, and then comes back and signs with Auburn, and Auburn felt like one of the top players in that class. Never seemed to find his way on the field. Never seemed to break through, and could never find a feel on that defense. And ton of potential there. I definitely think, but for whatever reason, never really came to fruition for him, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, well, I was high on him. I talked about him with Andy last year. I was just high on Dylan Brooks. We never saw him. I thought that was the Harsin deal, the Harsin effect. There were guys last year that we wondered, where in the heck is this guy? Why is he not playing? But I think Dylan
that was
probably
the main
needed,
story, it seemed like, all year.
Absolutely. I think he needed to put on some weight for the position he was playing.
Right.
And didn't. I wish him the best. And then the next name you're going to throw out, who's already been in and back, and you wish him
again,
the
at
best.
some point in time, you got to just cut ties.
Absolutely.
I think Landon King's who you're talking about.
That's exactly
and
what I'm
Landon
talking
King, we all felt really good about Landon King as far as his talent, and really saw some flashes of greatness at times. But, again, he was another mystery guy of why he didn't get on the field much last year. Why didn't he play? 2 years ago in that Iron Bowl, made some really good catches.
Incredible catch.
And just, I don't know. I mean, no answers for that, but this will be the second time he enters the portal, and I'm not surprised by it, to be honest with you. And, again, I think Coach Freeze is really being upfront and honest with these guys, and I think they're probably being honest, too, with them, saying, look, I feel like maybe I'll have a better opportunity if I go somewhere else. And this is, again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this is the world we live in, of where, coaches are constantly going to have to deal with this on the front side and the back side.
Yeah.
On the front side, going out to get somebody, while you're out there trying to get somebody, somebody's going out the back door on you.
Well, Brett,
And that's what you got to deal with now.
recruiting is hard enough on its own. Now you throw this element in there, and your famous quote, "It's the world we live in." It is. I don't like it. I think it's it's ruining college football. But I'm still going to be in Auburn every Saturday home game in my season tickets.
But hadn't we all talked about this? Seems to be the commonality between all of us that host these shows in our group, is that we don't like it. We're going to watch it, but it's not anywhere close to what we grew up loving and enjoying. And you got a bunch of coaches out here begging boosters for money because you got to have enough money to get the right players, and there's no loyalty. When something doesn't go right, either way, coaches or players, you just pack up and leave, and you go somewhere else. And you don't get a chance to see a kid progress in a program anymore. When a guy gets to a program, maybe you don't see him the first year, but you watch him grow throughout. If he doesn't get to start right out of the gate, man, he's getting into portal and leaving.
They need to change the name student athlete to businessman athlete. That's what it's turned into. Where's my best player?
We all needed to ask ourselves the question, did we want another NFL? And the answer to that question, most people would have said no, but that's what you have now, because we all clamored for all these different things that we wanted, you know, that we thought would make college football better or give it more parity or all this kind of stuff. And, you know, now it's just a bidding war. I mean, now you've taken and it has partly been the NCAA's fault because they never enforced the rules. And their punishment a lot of times didn't fit the crimes for the universities. Some were more harsh than others. But now it's the Wild West. Yeah. And now it's just, okay, how much money you got in the bank? Right. Can I go get this guy? How much does he want? Who am I outbidding for? Mm-hmm. And when you get him there, you going to keep him? Mm-hmm. You know, if it doesn't go his way? I mean, what's the deal at that point in time?
You have zero control. I mean, and I don't know if you had this on your roster today or not, but I got to bring it up because as I was driving in, I was listening to college sports talk.
Right.
And we talked about Deion last week on the flip side of players leaving. Do you realize that post-spring, Brett, they're down to 18 scholarship football players?
I'm going to talk about Deion here in just a minute. A quote he – did you see he's all perturbed that the NFL just called out the NFL because they only drafted one HBCU player?
Right, yeah.
Well, where did he just leave in HBCU?
He did.
Is he coaching in Division I?
He is. I don't know how long it's going to last.
You know, the more I step away from or take steps back from the Deion deal, the more I think you're looking at this guy, you know. And I talked to some people over the weekend too. The Deion Sanders project out there in Colorado. We may be missing something. But just kind of stuff like that.
Let's hit this when we come back.
Well,
that's
right.
A couple things I want to say too.
Right. We got some comments coming in. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz coming up right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We're ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits, as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Continental Roofing is your local roofer. If you think you have roof damage, call Continental Roofing for a free inspection and let us provide all the paperwork necessary to open your insurance claim. We work very well with all insurance companies, but we work for you. Your interests come first. You have assurance that Continental will install a quality roof at a fair price. In the unlikely case that you have a warranty issue, you can have the peace of mind knowing that Continental Roofing is your local roofer.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,250 off. And new Buick Encore GX up to $4,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Brett and David here with you for 45 more minutes. We'd love to hear from you. Get your comments, your questions in. We'd love to have them come across on our Facebook page there on the live stream. Of course, you can call us 256-234-6221. Glenn said until NCAA can figure out a way to make money off of it, it's going to stay this way. Well, I mean you're right. I mean, it's I think the NCAA has shown that they're frustrated with the way the Supreme Court ruled on the NIL deal, and so they just said, you know what, the heck with it. Y'all just go do whatever you want to do, and now it's created this situation. Mike said, and I have to fear that the kid who really believes they belong at another school and that doesn't work out might end up with no scholarship and no money. It's happening.
It's already happening.
It's happening all over the place.
That's right, Mike.
Mark said, nice weekend for baseball and softball. No doubt, Mark. About to talk about that here in just a minute. You know, there's all kind of different ways to look at all this stuff. And I think everybody's got some great points that they're bringing up. And, you know, I do want to go back and say this about Deion Sanders. He kind of called out all NFL teams for not drafting more HBCU players. I thought what you just said to me in the break was spot on. The NFL is a business. They got guys in a room. Do you think they don't care what school you come from? Now, Philadelphia may, because they basically went over and drafted everybody off Georgia's team. Yeah. But outside of that, man, Jerry Rice played in HBCU, didn't he?
He did.
One of the best receivers ever. I mean, I can go through. I don't have a list of names, but if you're good enough and you meet the standards of what they need on a team and they feel like you're where they need to go with a draft pick, they're going to pick you, man.
They don't care where you went to school.
So, I mean, it is a business. Yeah. And, look, it's, again, Deion Sanders, yes, I applaud him for sticking out and saying, hey, look, standing up for HBCUs. He just coached at one.
Sure.
And was very successful at one. But guess what he just did? He just left an HBCU to take a Division I job.
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, Power 5
Why,
job.
why did he do that, David? He did that because he felt like that was a better situation for him, right? And maybe who? His son, who's the quarterback out there. I mean, so let's not talk out of both sides of our mouth. I'm going to support over here in one way of looking at things, but over here I'm going to go and I'm going to do what's best for me.
Well, like you said, you don't have a list, but he should have left that alone, Brett, because there's HBCU players on
What
on
are
a
you
bunch
calling
of
out
NFL
there? I mean,
rosters.
it didn't make. He was part of the deal.
Yeah.
He played in the NFL. Nobody knows more than him that the NFL is nothing but a business.
That's right.
And all they're trying to do, and NFL teams aren't going up there saying, "Oh, well, we ain't drafted anybody out of this conference yet. We got to find somebody."
Yeah.
That ain't how it works, man. Philadelphia, do you think they care? They just said, "Look, as long as people not drafting them, I'm going to keep drafting people off that Georgia defense." And now they have 4 in the last 2 years. It doesn't matter. I mean, who is best available at the time your pick comes up, and that's what the NFL teams are going to do. They're going to pick the next best guy or the next best available at a position they're looking for.
The need. And you can strike up.
That's exactly why Will
strike a
Levis
permanent
kept
market
falling
for that school.
down the list.
Yeah.
Because after you got out of those first 4 or 5 teams, none of the other ones needed a quarterback.
That's right. Yeah.
So it took the second round in Tennessee trading up to go, hey, look, we'll take a chance on him because we need a quarterback. We're not super strong there.
Yeah.
So I mean that's part of it. Glenn said Coach Prime is on a modern day Titanic. You get paid more to get fired these days. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no question he went out there and he struck while the iron was hot, right? And that's a smart thing to do from a business standpoint. When you're a hot commodity, you take it. Look, Gus Malzahn did it to Auburn when he won the SEC or went to the SEC championship game and had that great year. You know, he struck while the iron was hot.
Yeah.
Because Auburn somehow was scared to death he was going to run off to Arkansas. Well, kind of wish he would have at the time. You know?
Yeah.
But at that time, he garnered and used that as leverage to get him to where he is now. That's exactly what Prime did. Prime went to Jackson State, turned a program totally around. I applaud him for that. He gets all the credit for it. He did all the recruiting. He did all the culture building. He did all that stuff. What did it do? It ended up paying dividends. His name was in the talk for the Auburn job. It was in the talk for other jobs. It was obviously in the talk for Colorado because he ended up going to Colorado. Everybody thought that he was possibly going to go to Nebraska and be Nebraska's head coach. He built that, so he earned it. But guess what? He seized the moment. When Colorado came calling with a bigger contract, he took it.
Now, Brett, here's the troublesome part of all this. There are guys that got in the portal and came to Colorado since spring practice.
No doubt.
They have gotten back in the portal.
That's right. That's right.
Something's going on.
Well, I think Glenn's on to something. I mean, now when you strike the pen to paper on a contract like that, you've won.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if he does fall on his face, do you think at the end of the day his bank account ain't gonna matter? It's not gonna matter to his bank account. He's already made hay. Now again, he's competitive. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and he didn't care about winning. He does. I think he's doing it his way, the way he thinks he can do it. But don't call out the NFL for not signing enough HBC. There's 3 guys that got signed. He said there's 3 more that should have been signed. Well, who are you to say that?
Yeah.
I mean, are you telling me that all the scouts and the people that work for all these NFL franchises just said, nah, we ain't looking down there because the athletes aren't as good down there? That is not the case, man.
Well,
they're doing it because it's a business. They have to draft players that they feel like give them a chance to be at the top of the market. Now, I know they make bonehead decisions. And I know they screw it up a lot of times. But they're doing it based off a lot of different analysts coming in and scouting and combines and pro days and watching hours of film on a kid in a college. There's a lot that goes into it, man.
That quote was ridiculous. And on the flip side of the coaches, Brett, this is straight out of the Andy Graham philosophy book. He hates the buyouts. I hate the buyouts, and it'll never be this, but I agree with Andy. 4-year contract max, and knock these buyouts down and say, if you sign with us, you're coming to work for us.
Yeah.
Brian Harsin, what'd you say? $20 million
in broad daylight. Stole it. And then, I mean, again, at that point in time, once he stroked the pen to paper, he had nothing to lose, man. Yeah, he took a little bit of ribbon in the public. You think he cares, man? He gone. He'll never be back in the South, and don't care to be back. So, and the feeling's mutual, I think. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, halfway through the program, brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center, and Building Supply Stores and J. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial there for your construction needs. A lot of comments coming in. We'll get to them. Jamie said, been out of pocket for a while, but watched last week's reruns. We appreciate it. He said, go Andy. Great to hear from him, and prayers work. Now, glad we didn't get him. Now, PT, glad we didn't get him. Prime time, yep. John said, I remember Otis Sistrunk, Oakland Raiders, who I don't believe even played college football, but had an NFL career. I'm sure there are others. Dion missed on this one, in my be it ever so humble opinion, he said. Ty said, were y'all surprised that Auburn took 2 out of 3 from you? Yes. Let me stop there before I read any more. Absolutely, I was shocked. And had a chance to sweep, like you just said. He said, I was in shock that Anders Carlson got drafted. I think went to a great team. I think Tank will do good with the Jags.
Hall went to a great
Hall. Yeah, I'm going to run. We're going to talk about all the draft stuff here in just a minute. But, was I shocked that Auburn won 2 out of 3? You better believe
you
it.
You were afraid we were going to get run rules.
I was.
Well,
I mean, look. I mean, if you look at a team that was 24-1 at home with a 1-run loss to LSU, who was number 1 or who is still number 1 in the country.
Yeah.
And that's the only loss you had at home. And you hit the ball at the rate South Carolina hits the ball with our pitching. Was that not the recipe? Look, that just shows you.
Right.
You can have all the ingredients for a cake. It ain't going to always turn out the right way.
Yep.
It didn't for South Carolina.
They didn't hit a home run in game 1.
And Auburn hit, 4?
Yeah.
Or 5 in one game?
We had, I think, 9 or 10 for the weekend. Unbelievable.
It was an unreal deal. Auburn wins 2 or 3. Really should have won game 3.
Yeah.
But are sitting there now at 9-12 in the SEC, 25-18-1. They got LSU at home this weekend, who just came off a sweep of Alabama. Yeah. I mean, Auburn is tied right there in the middle of the West with 3 series left: LSU, Ole Miss, and Missouri. The magic number, and Jason talked about it, but I saw something also this weekend when I was watching the game on the broadcast. 13's the magic number in the SEC, usually to guarantee yourself a regional. Mm-hmm. 14, it's almost a definite.
Yeah.
But 13 wins, I think 68% of the teams that have won 13 games in SEC play have gotten into the NCAA regionals.
And where are we now?
We got 9. We're 9-12.
Well, nobody thought we'd get any this week.
Okay, so that all that was a bonus. You really almost had total icing on the cake if you'd have won that 3rd game. But, all right, LSU's coming off that sweep at home of Alabama. And, boy, Alabama was in all those games. They were high-scoring games. Yeah. Alabama had their chances. LSU had to come from behind a couple of times to win. Auburn's got LSU coming in. Auburn is playing extremely well on Fridays. If Auburn can get off to that, and this is 4 series in a row now? Yeah. Auburn's won the Friday game?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you got Tommy Vale gives you a great opportunity. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of momentum coming off this series win against South Carolina. If you can get that 1, it gets you to 10. That means you got to win 3 games
in 9
out of the rest of the 9.
Yeah.
I mean, to get to that 13-win mark. And now look, you're not looking at it from that perspective, but that's the minimum of where you got to be. If you're hot like Auburn is right now, you're looking for bigger things than that. Right. You're looking maybe to give yourself a chance to win the series against LSU. That's 2 huge series wins against 2 of the top teams in the country, South Carolina and LSU, maybe the top 2 teams in the country. Okay, you go on the road to win one of them. If you get the series win at home this weekend, that's another one. Then you close out with 2 teams that are struggling.
That's right.
Missouri and Ole Miss. You go to Ole Miss, they've only won 3 conference games.
Yeah.
Then you get Missouri at home. The pass there, man.
Hit the pass there. And we'll just go ahead and tell everybody so they know to tune in on Thursday. Tune in every day, but Thursday we're going to have Butch Thompson on the show.
Right.
To talk about the resurgence, the young pitchers that are making some strides, and the rest of the season. But, Brett, our RPI had to have jumped after this weekend, and they had us, the projections had us the first team of the first 4 out.
Right.
I bet we're not the first team of the first 4 out anymore. Even just with those 2 wins, that was huge.
Well, it is. Auburn still got some work to do.
Absolutely.
Look, you're only as good as what you just did.
Yeah.
And right now, there's a lot of momentum. But if Auburn were to lay an egg against an Ole Miss or Missouri at the very end and struggle with this LSU team, they're not going to make a regional. But they put themselves with a backs against the wall deal, and Butch said it. We'll talk to him Thursday about it. One of those situations where they put themselves in a situation where they've got to really increase their level of play, but they're going into a tougher part of the schedule.
Yeah.
Well, they're answering the call right now.
Yeah.
The huge I'm going to go off and say that might be one of the biggest series wins in baseball history for Auburn.
Yeah.
To go on the road to the number 2 or number 3 team, whichever poll you're looking at, to beat a team that's as hot as South Carolina is right now, that does everything well, pitches it well, hits it well, plays great defense,
24-1
have dominated basically all year, and to go there and really have a sweep taken away from you because you had one bad inning.
That's their first series loss of this season.
That's
Rick.
it. Hey, look,
War Eagle.
You know what you said? I'll tip my hat to you. You said, look, Ole Miss turned the corner last year at about this time. And what's to say Auburn can't do it? Hey, Joseph Gonzalez, if he were healthy on this team, I hate to say it. that happens. That's injuries.
We'd be right up there at the top.
Man, I think we would. I think we'd have a legit chance.
Yeah.
Up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burt, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023. Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things Page Roofing from start to end.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Here comes Sun. Sun's Automotive, the name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, get a new 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Rain or shine, you can buy online anytime at Sun's Automotive. Family owned, family driven. Here comes Sun. Sun's Automotive, the name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, save big with a new 2023 Kia Forte for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left in today's show. Continue to get your comments in. Ty said the softball projections have Auburn going to Florida State Regional, but I still think they have a chance to host a regional. I do too. Auburn.
I hope we don't have to go to Florida State.
Yeah, Auburn 37-15, 13-8 in the conference, sitting in third place right now with Mississippi State coming up this weekend. Who's dead last in the conference. So, or actually they're next to last. At 6-14, 27-22 overall. Auburn took 2 out of 3 from South Carolina this weekend, put themselves in position, like I told you, to win those that magic number of 40, 40 wins. If they can sweep Mississippi State at home, in which they have a really good chance to do that, they'll get to that 40-win plateau and put themselves in really good position going in the SEC tournament as the chance to be the number 2 or at worst maybe number 3 seed going in. So Maddie Penna continues to be phenomenal in the circle. No hitter yesterday. They run ruled. Of course, Auburn got run ruled in game 2. They won the opening game. Very close. Was it 1-0?
1-0 or 2-1? I can't remember.
Something like that. But anyway, Auburn wins the series. Mickey Dean has that team playing extremely well right now. But it's behind Maddie Penta. I mean, she is got a 23-5 record this year and .96 ERA. A .96 ERA.
Yeah.
So
she's something else.
But so baseball. Really improving right now. Huge momentum gainer going to South Carolina. And again, it was odd. LSU and Alabama played each other in both softball and baseball this weekend. And Auburn and South Carolina played both each other this weekend. You don't see that very often.
Now, and was LSU softball, were they both in the same location?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I know LSU played at home in baseball. I'm not sure that they may have played. No, Alabama, they were at Tuscaloosa, so they were flip-flop. Auburn, both teams were in South Carolina.
Everybody in town.
Yep.
And we do want to say congratulations. I'll probably say it again Thursday, but congratulations to Coach Thompson. He rolled into Columbia, South Carolina late because his daughter had their first grandchild.
He might want to do that every week. Hey, you don't think they told him that, do you?
Nah,
They guys like, look, man.
Hey, Coach, we got this.
Yeah, we got this, man. Number 2 team in the country, we don't need you over here.
But let me say this too, Brett, real quick, because I go to a lot of the baseball games. We love to go to Plainsman Park, but you can get a $10 ticket. They say sold out, but you can get a terrace ticket. Take your own chair and sit up on the terrace. You can sit in the outfield for free, I think. This will be a good weekend for us to fill that
Daggum
place
LSU
up.
coming in, why number one team in the country? I mean, how you not get up for that?
Yeah.
You know, and LSU, again, last year was a good team, not a great team. Transfer portal makes them a great team. They're able to go out and get players. And, you know, again, if you know how to work it and you can do the things that you need to do, you can turn it around overnight, about in any sport. Not football, it's tough. But basketball, baseball, you get the right key pieces, man, you can turn it around.
Well, that's like, you know, the big first baseman that they had last year. He's still on the team. He's playing left field. I mean, they brought somebody else in to play first. I mean, it's you're right. And we've got some new pieces, too, and some young guys. We got some older guys that still need to step up a little bit on the pitching staff. But, look, defensively and hitting-wise, we're right where we need to be right now. Incredible.
Yeah, they're getting it done. So, again, you want to be hitting your stride coming down the stretch. And if you look at it from a standpoint of, you know, what Auburn's got left, they've got a couple midweek games, but for the most part, ending with the series they've got. I mean, again, if you'd looked at it before the season started and you go LSU, Ole Miss, good Lord, and South Carolina, the way they're playing, you'd think, man, brutal. But Ole Miss just not the team they were last year. You know, Ole Miss struggled last year up until about this point, and they kind of turned the corner. We hope they don't turn the corner on us.
Well, it is in Oxford, though, Brett. That's the only thing that worries
It
me.
is. They've only won 3 games in the conference this year.
That's right.
You know, that's a series. If you just went over to South Carolina and won, you got to go. You got to go over there and beat this team. They got another matchup with Jacksonville State before the Missouri series to close out.
And we don't have a midweek game this week, Brett.
No, we don't.
So, you know, Butch and them will use that day to, you know, fix some things, to hone in some things. And we have 6 of our 9 starters are batting over 300 right now. So,
again, you know, you got to hit the baseball. And Auburn has hit the baseball all year.
They have.
It's the pitching that has not been where it needs to be. But it really performed this weekend. It performed in the Alabama series. And the bats went cold, uncharacteristically. It just happens sometimes.
And our starters are giving us more innings now, Brett.
Well, again, you know, as you progress through the season, you hope that's the case.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be getting worse. I didn't think it could. At one point in time, I'm like, there's no way it can get any worse.
We're going. If we can get 3 out of our starter tonight, we're doing good. And that was the case.
But Tommy Bell's really embraced the Friday night role and has done a really good job, and Auburn's won 4 of those now. Got Samford at the Hoover Met on May 9th before that Ole Miss series on the road, and then you got Jacksonville State at Plainsman Park between the Ole Miss and the Missouri series, and then the season's over. Then you're looking at the SEC tournament coming up. But what can Auburn do? I think you look at it from where they sit. Got to get to 13 wins. You know, I think Coach Thompson, we'll have him on, like you said, Thursday, and we'll talk to him about that. But mentally, that's where you want to be, and you want to be playing really good baseball. If Auburn gets to 13, 14, or 15 wins, they're going to be playing outstanding baseball.
If we get 2 this weekend, I'll feel really good.
Oh, gosh. Well, could you ask for anything better? You know, again, you look at it as an opportunity sometimes. You just went to South Carolina and won 2 out of 3. Get LSU at home. Man,
we need to fill up Plainsman Park this weekend,
Be a
folks.
huge boost. Up against the final break of the program. Stay tuned. One more segment right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LMG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Final segment here on the program. Again, still have time to get your comments in. Or if you got a call, we'd love to hear from you. Let's talk about these Auburn players that got drafted. Again, a little bit better than what some thought. Just real quick note on here said 5 players drafted, the most since 6 were drafted back in 2020 and 2019. The 5 also ties the total of 5 players drafted in the 21 and 2022 drafts combined. So, again, we knew we had some good players, coming out in this draft. And I was on Gary Harris's show Friday. We talked about it, and that's the thing that you look at. And Auburn had some really good players, but it's just not the volume of players that you need to really be competitive in this league, and Hugh Freeze knows that. So, but Derek Hall, 2nd round of the Seahawks, a big pickup there. Tank Bigsby, 3rd round, and most of these fell right in there where we thought, where we predicted. We talked about where they might fall, and they did. Tank Bigsby, 3rd to the Jaguars. Colby Wooden, 4th to the Packers. Owen Papo, 5th to the Cardinals. And Anders Carlson, shocker, because I didn't think he would get drafted. I didn't think he'd be on our free I thought Leota would get drafted before he did. Yeah. And Carlson gets drafted in the 6th round to the Packers. Free agent deals for Auburn players: Leota to the Panthers, Schenker to the Raiders. Shedrick Jackson to the Bengals, Zaire to the Texans, and Council to the Jets. So we'll see if any of those are able to, get in there and fight and make the team and sign a contract. But
Brett, I love the videos of the calls.
Right.
With Derek Hall,
Oh, yeah.
Pete Carroll,
No doubt.
Then he turns it over to the coordinator and Tank's call. It's just cool to see those. And you're right. 5's good right now, but if we're happy with 5,
no, you're not. Well,
that's not going to be the end result under the Freeze era. I think we're going to see it increase more and more.
Alabama had another good draft, from a standpoint of quality, maybe not the numbers that they've been used to overall, but quality. Obviously, Bryce Young goes 1, Will Anderson goes 3. The Texans drafted up to get him. The Texans get C.J. Stroud and then Will Anderson right there. So big pickups there for the Texans. My son was happy.
Oh, yeah.
With both of those guys.
Texans
So,
fan,
yeah, he was
absolutely.
definitely happy with those 2 pickups there. Georgia, once again, looking at it from a standpoint, the Eagles now have 4 players off that 2021 defense. And did you know, David, that all 11 starters on that 2021 defense have now been drafted?
Either free agent or in the draft.
Drafted.
Yeah.
Drafted.
Well, and watch this. Watch and see how many of them develop into starters in the league. I mean, it's there's a reason that they got drafted. You and I already covered that.
Well, I'm telling you, and again, Philadelphia, to me, the biggest winner in this whole thing. I mean, they came off a Super Bowl appearance, had a chance to win it. Jalen Hurts just signs a massive contract. He's going to be back. He's proven that he's a solid player, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Really earned his way to that point. And then look at who they were able to draft and trade around and get. I mean, the Eagles are going to be a hard team. They were hard to beat this year. Yeah. They're going to be extremely hard to beat next year.
Yeah, they are a blue-collar team. They run the football well. Their defense was phenomenal last year, and Jalen Hurts is just going to continue to get better. I'd expect to see them in the Super Bowl again.
I definitely think they're the odds-on favorite in the NFC for sure. Looking at Tank Bigsby, the 3rd round to the Jaguars, I think, hey, look, down there with Trevor Lawrence, I said it. I think Tank Bigsby's a platoon-type back. I think he's going to give you, 10 to 12 carries a game in certain situations. I think he can thrive in the NFL. He's got a lot of power and strength, but he's got that shiftiness and elusiveness to be able to get around. And he doesn't have to run with power all the time, just a good all-around back. I think he has a chance to be pretty doggone good in the NFL.
And, Brett, you can motion him and get him out in some space and throw him the football and he'll catch it.
Yeah, he's got great hands. And, that's another thing. The NFL, they love to throw the backside of the backfield for sure. Colby Wooden to the Packers. Again, I think Colby Wooden could have a good NFL career. He's got the build for it. He's got the speed. Owen Papo. The problem with him is his size. I think he's got a ton of talent, but where does he fit in the NFL defense? A little bit too small to play, right there in the middle, but could he be an outside guy? Could he be somebody that possibly could be moved to, I don't know, a safety position or something? I mean, we saw the similarities with some guys that have done that. Maybe, Darren Bates kind of did that. He went from safety to linebacker and then kind of bounced back and forth, and we'll kind of see how that plays out. Anders Carlson, again, kickers are who they are. He got drafted, so it means the Packers liked his potential, and can he be a guy that could be a solid player? His brother is one of the best, if not the best kicker in the league right now.
Oh, there's no question
and he got cut.
Yeah.
And he got cut by the Vikings.
Yeah, what a decision that was. Somebody's head should have rolled on that one. But, Brett, evidently, he's had the offseason to get healthy again.
Right.
And he may have worked out for the Packers and just gone nuts. And they said, yeah, we'll take a chance on
again,
this guy.
Mentally, when he hurt his knee, there's a lot of hurdles that you have to get over. Maybe he's over that hurdle now. Wish him nothing but the best. So wish all these guys nothing but the best the ones in the free agent market trying to work to get themselves a contract too. So that's going to wrap it up here on this Monday edition. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. Again, reminder, Butch Thompson on the program on Thursday, but we'll be back with you tomorrow for another edition of Auburn Blitz. Same time, same place. For David, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next time.